Nigerians, others in UK sentenced to 61 years for drug offences. 16 gang members have been jailed for more than 61 years for running class A drugs through county lines across the southeast. Those convicted include Colonel Bangbo, 25 of New Park Road, South W2 was jailed for 6 years, Chris Thomas, 23 of Massey Mews, South W2 was jailed for 4 years and 6 months, Reese Walkettholder, 23 of the Bart Gardens, South W2 was jailed for 4 years, Shemia Bell, 27 of Tilson Gardens, South W2 was jailed for 4 years and 8 months, David Mundell, 23 of Clarence Avenue, South W4 was jailed for 5 years, Kyle Milton, 18 of Tilson Gardens, South W2 was sentenced to 2 years imprisonment, suspended for 2 years, Ryan Cowan, 24 of Fenton Close, SW9 was jailed for 7.5 years, Sijo Diakite, 21 of Miranda Close, Coventry was jailed for 3 years and 4 months, Typhorol Usi, 20, 16. (1999) of New Park Road, SW2 was jailed for 3 years and 4 months, and Casely, 20 of Castle House, SW9 was sentenced to 2 years imprisonment, suspended for 2 years. They all pleaded guilty to 2 counts of conspiracy to supply class A drugs, crack cocaine and heroin. They were all charged with 1 count of participating in an organized crime group, OCG, which was left to lie on file. Then, Muhammad Jalla, 20 of Forster Road, South W2 was jailed for 4 years and 6 months, Taylor Mackey, 24 of Sangley Road, South E6 was jailed for 4 years, Darnell Bailey King, 21 of Chalice Way, South W2 was jailed for 3 years and 6 months, Tevin Nugent, 23 of Valley Road, South W16 was jailed for 4 years and 6 months, Robert Allison, 20 of Clarence Avenue, South W4 was jailed for 4 years, and Jeffrey Allen, 56, 27. (1962) of No Fixed Abode was jailed for 3 years, pleaded not guilty to 2 counts of conspiracy to supply class A drugs, crack cocaine and heroin, and 1 count of participating in an organized crime group, OCG, but were convicted following trial. They were jailed as the result of a joint investigation between the Met Specialist Crime South and Kent Police's Operation Raptor. Operation Raptor teams focus on disrupting and dismantling criminals linked to county lines, drugs, and the exploitation of vulnerable people. Between August 2018 and November 2018, officers identified the gang were running the following 5 county lines. The C line was run from London into Bognor Regis, Sussex, with Bangbo as the primary owner. Walkettholder and Thomas controlled the line for short periods in Bangbo's absence. Initially, Thomas acted as a runner for the gang but was later promoted through the ranks. He became responsible for the resupply of drugs to Bognor Regis and oversaw the transportation of people to run the physical dealing a role Lee carried out. Phone records showed Lee regularly updated Thomas on the profit made and amount of product remaining. She also frequently traveled between London and Bognor Regis to resupply the line. Thomas relied on a network of others in order to perform his role, including Mackey, Nugent, Allison, and Bailey King. Mackey was present on every identified journey carried out by Thomas, acting as a driver on the majority of trips. The Edge line, owned by Thomas, was infrequently operated in towns and villages on the borders of Berkshire, Hampshire, and Surrey. Its periods of operation coincided with the presence of either Thomas, Mackey or Nugent in the area. This was the only identified drugs line where the line owner would spend extended periods of time in the dealing location. Mundell ran the Pepsi line between London and Medway, Kent. He used a number of addresses and runners in the area to store and sell the drugs. Diakity was found inside an address linked to the line on July 26, 2018, along with large quantities of crack and heroin. Analysis of Diakite's phone demonstrated he had regular communication with the Pepsi line. Mundell was arrested on November 2, 2018 and was found to be in possession of 362 wraps of heroin and the phone running the line. Bell ran the Jeezy line between London and Medway with the assistance of Milton. On June 20, 2018, Allen was stopped on Castle Road, Chatham and found to be in possession of 16 wraps of Class A drugs and a mobile phone linking him to the line. On August 6, 2018, police visited Grange Hill, Chatham and found Cowan inside an address with more than 600 wraps of Class A drugs. Examination of phone call data showed Cowan was in regular contact with the line. The gang were also responsible for the sale of crack cocaine and heroin in several parts of South London. The method of operation, in this case, is typical of county lines. The line holders manage the lines from London, directing younger members of the gang to cuckoo addresses in the home counties to conduct sales from. These addresses often belong to local drug users. Due to the hierarchical system of the gang, those in the middle tiers such as Thomas sometimes managed the lines themselves as they did not have younger members working for them. In the later stages of the investigation, officers carried out a weapons sweep of the communal areas surrounding Shemio Bell's address in Tilson Gardens, SW2. Just 15 meters from his front door, officers found 282 packages of heroin, a large quantity of cocaine and a smaller quantity of cannabis. The investigation culminated in a large-scale arrested phase carried out in partnership with Kent Police on November 15, 2018. The operation involved more than 200 officers and was supported by local borough teams and other specialist units across the Met. Warrants were carried out at the following addresses: New Park Road, SW2, Vibart Gardens, SW2, Sangley Road, SE6, Massey Mews, SW2, Valley Road, SW16, Chalice Way, SW2, Stockwell Gardens Estate, SW9, Tilson Gardens, SW2, and Clarence Avenue, SW4. Officers seized a large quantity of Class A and B drugs, approximately £10,000 cash and a range of suspected stolen goods. Detective Inspector Anthony Jones from the Met's Specialist Crime South said, "This investigation is the result of months of hard work carried out by my officers in close collaboration with colleagues from Kent Police. They all showed exceptional commitment in bringing these 16 offenders to justice. County lines remains a national issue, but as this investigation shows, we will work closely with colleagues from other forces to share intelligence, gather evidence and dismantle drug dealing networks. There is a clear link between the drug supply and the violence we have seen unfold on the streets of London. By disrupting the activity of this organized crime group, we have reduced the violent activity which blighted local communities in the months prior to this investigation. But we are not complacent, and we will continue to identify and pursue those intent on participating in criminal activity." Tackling violence is, and will remain, the Met's main priority, and we will tackle it using all the powers and tactics available to us. The support of our communities is vital in combating violent crime. Please help us to keep London safe. If you aren't comfortable speaking directly to the police, contact the independent charity Crime Stoppers on 0800 555 111. They do not ask your name or trace your call. Detective Chief Inspector Gavin Moss, from Kent Police's Crime Investigation Department, said, "The sentences imposed send out an unmistakable message that there is no place for county lines drug dealing. These offenders were all looking to make money from people living with drug misuse and care little about the harm they were causing to numerous communities. The length of time they will spend in prison reflects the seriousness of such offending." The result from this case is a testament to the close partnership work between our Medway Operation Raptor team and the Metropolitan Police. Our teams will continue to work alongside the Metropolitan Police to identify and proactively target those involved in county lines drug dealing.